So, good evening, everyone. First of all, thank you all for taking the time to join today's session. For these who don't know me, my name is Aditya Maurya, and I'm a passionate developer about exploring AI and transforming how we are transforming like AI in our way to solve real world's problems. Over the past few months, I have been working around the AI assisted development workflow. And today I'm excited to share with you share those experience with you. So before we start, let me just ask you a simple question. Like most of us would have used AI tools like ChatGPT, GitHub Copilot, Gemini, or Claude. I'm sure like most of us have used those tools. So what the tools does is like the AI can help us answer questions, can write emails, can summarize document, even creating a presentation and also like generating codes. But the real question is this: can AI help us build an entire software project, like not just writes a few lines of code, but with an idea can be build an entire software project? So this is exactly what we are going to explore today in this presentation. So first, I will spend a few minutes over introducing the methodology called AIDLC, which means like it is AI-driven development lifecycle. Then we will move to a demo, and we will see how all these things work in a real life project. Yeah. So what we will cover today is like first we will look uh, at simply adding AI to our existing work does not give us the result we expect. Like we can use autocomplete and all those functionalities, but it does not give us the result that we expect in nowadays. And then I will introduce you what AIDLC is and how we are building software a different way with the help of AI. And then we will move to the phases which AIDLC follows, and then a short demo to which we will see all those concepts there going forward. So the next screen is about the problems. So the AI that we are currently using, the problem is that is like imagine that our company buys the best AI coding assistant available. So what it will improve is like it will help the developer to write code a little faster, right? Which is great. Like it will save us time. It will increase a little bit about productivity. But there are uh, there are what about like everything else? Like we still need someone who can understand the customer needs. We still needs to decide which features to build. We still needs to review the work. We still needs to test it, and then we still need to deploy it. So these are all the activities that are done exactly the same as we are doing it before, although we are using the AI to individual tasks, but the overall process does not change with that. And you can see also like organization can see only small improvement with the AI tools, not a dramatical ones. So this is the problem that we are currently facing with AI and how AIDLC helps is. Let me explain you AIDLC with the help of an example. Is like um, now think of AI as a capable teammate. So what it can do, like Unisa capable is like it can read documents, it can ask you questions if something isn't clear, it can create plans, it can write documentation, it can generate code, it can even prepare tests for you. And the most important thing in AI DLC is the AI does not decide the business decision. It does not take the business decision. There are people still who would decide what we need to build. People will still review the work. People will also approve the final result that AI is doing. So the main thing around AI DLC is like uh, it will does the repetitive work which human has been doing, and it will help the human to focus on decisions and judgment making. So this is what AIDLC is. Now let's move to the most important part, like what is the principle behind AIDLCs. So in order to explain this, let's move to the traditional way that earlier we were using AI is. So think of AI as like you are interviewing someone, right? So let's say you ask one question to an AI, and then the AI will give you one answer. Then you ask another question, and the AI will give you another answer. So what is happening is like you are driving the conversation. AI is just responding to you what you are asking it. Uh, the AI DLC flips this thing. So what it will do is like now try to imagine the AI as a experienced project manager, right? So let's say if you want to build something, so what you will tell the project manager is like, this is the goal which I want to achieve. You will not tell him every steps like you need to do this to achieve this. You must tell him the goal. This is what I want. Then the project manager will ask you questions for clarification. He will come back with a plan. He will also point out the risks that are there in the plan. He will also suggest the improvement. And you need to decide whether you would either approve it or either you can ask the AI to make decisions again. So this is exactly how the AI DLC works. Like the AI will not wait for instructions. Like instead of instruction, it will actively help you to move the project forward uh, with the human in control. Like you will at the last you will have you will need to review the project like the plans that he has created, and you need to approve those things, and you need to move to the next stage. So all the reviewing part is done by human, like the decision part is done by human, and the AI is doing all the repeated tasks like gathering requirements and then making a PRD around that. So on that, let's move on to the next part. This is what the life cycle of AI DLC. There are three main phases. One is inception, second one is construction, and third is operation. So you don't need to understand all these terms. I will explain you with the help of example here. So let's say we are meeting with the client, and the client states like it says like they need a customer feedback application. They say like this is the goal that you want to achieve. So what we will do first, we will understand exactly what we need to build, and we will ask clarifications, questions, and organize the requirement. So this is the first step, which is inception. It organizes all the requirements that are there. It will propose a plan to you whether you want to approve that requirement or you can ask for a review again. So this is all about inception. And if like once we agree all those requirements, then we will move on to the next phase, which is construction. So what does construction is like the AI will help us to create designs. It will help us to generate code. It will help us to write test cases, and also it will help us to prepare documents. So in the construction, all the designing part, the code generation part, the testing part, as well as the documentation part is handled by construction. Then, sorry. Then we will move on to the next phase is like where the user can use that application. So the next part is operations where we will deploy these app to either any providers like Vercel or Rectify. So we will deploy those things, and all together these are the three phases that AI DLC follows. So I guess enough for the theory part now. I will share you the demo. Yes. So here you can see like this is a new project I have set up. And you can see these, there are two folders and there is one agent.md file. So in order to make the magic happen, in order to make the AI DLC go with the flow, is like we need this agent.md file. What is like it is all the steps that the AI needs to do. So you can see like there is workflow planning there you can here you can see all the steps that it will perform while developing on a feature or on a whole software. So we will see all those things in actions when we move to the code. And let me just give you a quick review about this. So this is dot agent folder, which mainly consists all the skills. So skills is like a set of commands, like a set of prompts, which we compiled it into a README file, and we directly inject that file here. So you can see the all the these workflow, they are combined in the skills, and with the help of agent.md file, will move through all the skill one by one. So that's about setting up AIDLC. Now let's move to the code part. Yes. So here you can see I am using this term using AIDLC. So this is the term we need in order to start the AIDLC workflow. So when the AI will get using AIDLC, it will start all the workflow. So I'm using this prompt. What this prompt is about is like, this is a Jira ticket. Let's say we have get any Jira ticket. We are assigned to a Jira ticket, and it has description and a title with it. So what the title is about, we are need to build a single page feedback collector. Like we need to gather the feedback, whether it's rating or it's text only. So here is the title, and the description is like it's this is dependency, like since it is a very small project for a demo, so are using only single page feedback collector with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and local storage to save all those things. If we either refresh that page, and also uh, like all the things are there. So I will start the workflow. I have injected only with this Jira title and description. And you can see like I have mentioned using AIDLC, so it's get like you want to go to the AIDLC flow. So the first step is inception, and inception we gather requirements. So you will see in a minute once it is going through it. So you can see here there are some terms like single go task. I will also explain all these things. And there are some more jargons like greenfield workspace. So it basically means like this is a new project. We don't have any code there. Let's wait until the requirement is just asked questions. Okay. Yeah. So it has created five different files, and this is like it maintains all the statement documented format, like the project name, the workflow that we are using it. And this is the Jira workflow that we have added here. It is enabled since we are using the Jira ticket here. And the creation date. Also, you will see where the project is located. Greenfield, again, it is like there is a new project, though no existing code is there. So you can see that no reverse engineering is basically like if there is existing code, so it will first check the existing code. It will documents if there is an API, it will document all those things so that it can save it in the context, and it can use it later. So since there is no existing code, so it is also reverse engineering is not needed. So it has said that the next step is requirement analysis. So you can see like these are the stage processes where workspace detection has been completed. The Jira intake has been completed. I will show you that also in a bit. You can see here Jira ticket breakdown analysis. So what it does is like, let's say if this is very small Jira task, so it will do in a single go. You can see here classified as a single go. If this task was very big, let's say there were APIs included and the database design as well as the UI changes are there, then it would this breakdown analysis, what it would do, if it is clear with all the requirement, then it will break down all those tasks in the sub tickets, and then it will perform all the tickets one by one. Since it is very small application, so it is classified as a single go. So it will do all the things in a one go. It will not break down anything. And this is the audit.md file. So like this is simply an audit. What we are doing, everything that the requirement that we are giving is stored here, and also what the AI is doing to that is also stored in this file. You can also see with the timestamp and the user input, the description, what the AI responds to it. All these things are stored here, so you can come again in like future and take a look. And let's go to the Jira intake part. So it is basically like this is a form which we have given the details are stored here, like the title, description, in the context, and the accept like acceptance criteria is not provided. So it will be provided if once we give the requirement analysis. And this is the ticket breakdown. So this is a single go ticket, so there is no breakdown. It's just a small descriptive form of the which is represented here. Let's move on to the requirement form. So let me open this thing. So now you see like it has asked me 7 questions to like clarify what we are building and what it is for. So the first question is like who is the target user and primary user for us collector. So you need to know like for which we are making it. So I can answer it like it has these two product. And the second question is like, what field must the feedback form capture? So you can see also here it has given us example like name, email, routing, category, comments, and times or timestamp. So like for by default, it has given us the option. So we'll go by default, like we will need all those things here. And okay, so the third question is like after the user submit feedback, should the page show a stored feedback list or a simple success message or both? So I will write here both. And yeah. So the fourth question is like the management action could be supported for stored feedback, delete individual entries or clear all entries, edit entries or export. So for this, I will add delete individual entries, or I will just simply add clear all entries. And the next question is like, what validation rules should we apply include required field, rating bounds, email format, comment, length, and duplicate handling it is irrelevant. So I will I guess we can make it a comment length also. So I guess it will have some um, validation over there. How much comment, what comment we can actually, the length of the comment we can look. So let's move on to the next question. Here is a privacy or safety constraint beyond local only browser storage, or such as warning the user that feedback stays on the device or avoid sensitive data feed. So I will for this. Okay, for the privacy part, I will avoid sensitive data feed. Like the email, so we will avoid any sensitive information. And what acceptance criteria should I use to verify the implementation is complete? So I will write the feedback list should be displayed, success message should be displayed, feedback should be stored in local storage, and feedback should be deleted, feedback should be clear. So these are all the requirements that it has asked, and I have given answer to that. And these are the low these it is suggested by default. So like since I have mentioned only HTML, use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, it will use that as well as the local story. Now I have done with the question part, so I will add here updated the you can see it started resuming from there. It will read the requirement that I have added. I guess we missed few questions, so it is again creating some follow-up questions. So let us go down. So I will use the proposed default one since we are using for that. We are using the default response that it has generated only. So now the analysis part is done. It will create me a plan for the requirement that it has will create. And then again, I can either approve it or I can ask it to create another plan if I need some changes there. Yes. So you can see here the requirement has been all matched and it has created a plan. So it is basically the summary that we have done so far. So you can see this is the Jira ticket, this is the estimated scope, what it will do. The complexity is simple. It has created like since it is dependency free, there is no backend API database, so it has make the complexity as simple. These are all the functional requirements it got from our answers. And these are all the non-functional requirement. So like the app must have dependency free, only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The app must run on static single page without build step. So these are all like the all this gathers all the functional and the non-functional requirement, and these are the answers that we have given to that. So at this stage, what we can do is like you can see like AI has written not written any single line of code. We are just exploring it with the requirement only. So there are two things you can do is like either you can add a request change. So if you want something in a functional requirement that is missing, you can ask it to add those things, or if you want to remove any of the things, you can request change here. It will again create you the functional requirement. And if everything will be fine, so we will approve and continue to the next stage, which is the workflow planning. Also, you have seen like it has one more option to add user stories. So basically, what user stories are, since we are using a small Jira ticket, so it does not create any user story. But think of in a way, let's say we need to build an auth API, and it has several roles. Like there are admins also, there are platform admins, users, faculties. So in that case, there will be a separate scenarios for all the users. So in that case, it will create users personas as well user stories there too. And also after creating all those things, it would move step by step. So let's say the first persona is the admin, so it will do the changes for the admin. It will gather all the requirement. It will ask for planning approval. Then it will build the admin part. Then it will move to the next, let's say the faculty part. So it will move step by step in the user story. But since we are using a small application, building a small application, so it is this step is not needed. So it skipped this user story part. Now you can see the workflow plan has been done. It has all the things what we are going to build actually. So you can see like the change impact assessment. So what are the areas and what are the impacts that this planning will do? Sorry. So the area is like user facing. There will be an AI, UI, and it will one there will one static form, a success message, and a feedback list. So this is what it will add on the UI part. The data model, like it will have a reviewer name, product name, rating, comments, and generated metadata. API, since we are not using any backend API, no network or database, we are using only local storage. So you can see like all the things that are there. Infrastructure, we don't need anything for securities also, as well as for testing, we will do it browser-based testing. So yeah, so you can see like these are the three files again, and what it will do on all those files. Like we have seen for the HTML, the CSS is like there will be a responsive layout, readable form list, styling. And for the script part, there is the validation, there is a feedback state management, local storage, read, write. So all these things that you can think of is there. Also, this is the workflow analysis. So you can see like, is this work, okay, is this visible to everyone? Or should I guess it will be visible now. So you can see like what step it has complete. It has done is like it has done the workspace detection. It has done the Jira intake. It has done the requirement analysis, and it is also approved. Now we are in the workflow flow planning, and you can see like these are the three things that have been skipped. Like it is very small, so the application designs as well as UX generation are only skipped in this. But if we have a long task, it will do all those steps. So these are the few steps that it need to go on. Also, or you can see below which workflow has been executed and which workflow has been skipped. It has also a description why we are skipping these things. So user story, the task and direct assessment criteria, so no target user use cases. Same for the application design. We are static file, so there is no separate architecture design. So that's why it's skip all those things. Also, it has recommended like the branch will in which on it will work is like since we are on the main branch, it will create a feature feedback collector branch, and there it will do the coding. Like it will generate code, it will push those changes to that branch, then it will like build and test those things. After that, it will like it will create a PR. And if you want, you can either skip these also, and you can directly move to the virtual deployment. So these are the plans that it has suggested, and I will just approve and continue. So now the workflow planning has been complete and approved. Now we will move to the code generation part. So here is the code generation plan, how it will write code. So you can see the branch it will work on is this, the target path that it will create. This is my root directory. It will create three files here. It will create one document summary here. And since there is no user story, so no user story has been added. These are the things that it will do. Unit dependency is just the three files there. So you can see like it has created me how the code will write. Also, it has there are the these are the steps to which it will run. So like firstly, it will create or switch to this branch. Then it will create index.html file with all these UIs. Then it will create a style.css file. After that, it will create a script.js file. And then lastly, a summary of the code. So let's go again and approve again. Again, if you want to add anything here, you can just add this request change, and you can mention what do you want to change at any step you want. It will again generate you this plan, and it will not move forward unless and until you just approve the code, approve any plan. So now it's asking me to switch to this branch from main. So that so branch has been created successfully. You can see here there is a tick like this part has been done, so it has checked this. So it has asked me to continue code generation. Step one is complete. Now I need to move to step two and create index.html. So started creating the index of HTML file. You can see like it is this step is also done. Now we will move to the style.css file. Created, it has been created. Will update here. So you can see how properly it is also maintaining the documentation, like each and every step. First, it is asking for approval, and then it is also marking, going to the document and marking all the steps that has been completed. Okay, so the script part is also ready. And let me give it to create the summary, and let's move on to what it has created. So let's go live here. So you can see it has created this form. Here I can write the reviewer name, the product name, the rating that I get from here, also the comments, and you can see here like the feedback. If I submit any feedback, it will be shown here. Also, we can clear it. Also, you can see like there is validation. So let me fill this thing. So all those things are saved. It is working fine. Validation is also there. Once I refresh the page, it's still there. It is stored in local storage. So you can see like how we started building this feedback collector. We did not ask anything about code. We just asked AI, this is the Jira ticket, and it asks for requirement, like it asks for questions to clarify the requirements and then start building that one. So like you can see here with a single line of code, like single sentence, we can build and ship an application. So let's see, do the next step is like implementation plan has been done, and then this is the last step of code generation. Hopefully if we have uh, then this is like this was the phase which was meant to be construction. The initial phase was inception, where the only the requirement gathering and the plans were created, and this is the actual where we build the code. And the next step you will see where we will try to deploy this thing to Vercel. Okay, so the code generation has been done. It has created a summary also. The summary, this will be the same thing that we have gone to. Like you can see the Maximum name limit is 80, maximum commit length is 500, rating it is 1 to 5, there is success message, local storage. So you can see all those things because we have gone through all the details. So it is just a summary that we have done here. You don't need to like actually go and improve this. Now let's move on to the next phase. Since we have created this app, we will move to the next phase where we will actually build and test this app. Building is not there since just it is an static app, so it will only testing be done. This testing might took some time since like it will install the playwright. I guess this report is not there. So it is um, writing some playwright CLI. It is running the playwright CLI. I guess it has some some everything. Okay. Now it will open that file and write the test. It's creating the server. It's Chrome. So it is like asking me the permission to clear the local storage and then it will test other things. It is manually entering the filling the forms and then taking a snapshot to like see actually what happens. So it is like testing all the parts, like adding the details, refreshing it, and then deleting, like clearing um, the feedbacks there, and then checking against. Which you can see the deleted behavior is verified. This stage actually takes around sometimes around 10 minutes, sometimes it is done very fast in like 5 minutes. Okay, now the build and test part is been done. You can also see the summary here, what it has done. So you can see that these are the checks that it has gone through, and all of the result has been marked passed. So all the functionalities are working. Now approve it and continue to the next operation phase. It will update the AIDLC. Like in the audit logs also you can see like what I have approved and continue at this time. So what the response is that and on what context this approval was there. You can see all the things that I have like asked the AI or either given in the code. All the things are documented with the timestamp and what will be the AI response to that to my input as well as what was the context of it. So all the things are documented here. So this was the state. You can see these are the script, and yes, we have it has updated this. So build and test is approved. Now it is waiting for users for the operations. Okay, so operations and started build and test approved and passed. Current branch will test the remote version. pointing to this is the redirect for first event. You want me to create a pull request? If yes, so okay, so it will create a pull request with the current work and push to this branch, and then it will open a draft PR. Uh, if I want, I can skip this also, and I can ask it to directly deploy it on version. So one moment. We will-
I think I'll say your token limit has been reached, right?
Yes, yes, token limit has been reached, and we will try with a different ID. Best.
So like basically we have covered the whole flow, like only one part is remaining, that is deployment. Like we have started with requirement gathering, then we have planned our all the tasks, break down each task, then we have gone to the code generation part, where we have reviewed all the things, where and how we are writing that code. After that, like we have also performed unit testing on our end using AI, and after that, we will raise the pull request and then we will deploy it to our dev server. After once like verification is completed on dev, then we can move to staging of production.
Yeah, like just only two steps are left, like creating of the pull request and deploying it to version. So I guess there is some issue with signing currently are facing.
Okay.
So we can move to the Q&A session if I able to connect with the account. So I will have after the Q&A thing.
Okay. Anyone have any question, any doubts? So Aditya can clear it out right away.
I had a question. Like, how are we setting up the context? Suppose if our project is very big, and we are setting up the project as context, then the usage will be very high, depending upon the size of the code base. So that's
So
the problem
Vivek,
I see.
you were talking about the token part, right?
Yes.
Yes, like the token consumption will be there. So we are still working on how we will reduce those things. We have actually reduced it a lot since the actual AIDLC flow that was there. It from that, I guess we have reduced 30 to 40% with the help of the skills. So now only like since you have seen like all the work that are there, so it is not going to each and everyone. It is only calling the required things. So we are still working on how we will reduce the cost, but yeah, like the cost will be there. Some token cost will be there, definitely.
So I had a question. Like, I was watching the webinar and I saw you doing the whole token usage. So does the token usage depends on how much are we using, how many files are we uploading, or like how many files are we expecting it to edit? How are you?
Yes. Basically, how many files it will edit and how much planning it will do. You have also seen like I have skipped many of the stages. So let's say if your task is very big, so I also explained like let's say if you are building an application which requires backend API as well as the database integration, the UI is also there, and let's say the payment is also there, so it will categorize all those things. So let's say for this flow you have seen I have gone through all the part, like from the requirement gathering to like approval of each of the tasks, and then like moving into the code generation part. So if you have a list of tasks, so for all the tasks it will perform all these steps. So let's say for data integration, yeah, sorry, for database or the API part is there. So it will ask you the requirement there. It will go for functional design, non-functional design, if there is infrastructure changes. So it will go step by step with all the tasks there. So yes, if you are planning for a large task, so the token consumption will be high.
Okay. And another question in correlation to that, have you tried giving it UI UX designs like and asking like what we
Yes.
can improve?
So what we can improve, like you are asking me not to convert that code, like the Figma or anything to code, but to improve that thing.
Like, it like usually when you give something to an AI, it gives you suggestions that you can add this to
Correct.
this, right? But like based on our requirements, sometimes it goes overboards with it. So how are you able to consume it to stay in that scope?
Actually, I have created some skills for that where we can code that Figma, but I have not used in a way like to get design this requirement there.
So like
But
Priyesh, like
definitely,
for that, like for like exact UI thing, we have implemented Figma and we have created for a skill for that. So that will be,
Okay.
I guess, in the next webinar will be based on that only. Like where
All
you
right.
will get an UI in Figma and we will connect our AI tools agent with that and we will get exact output with the help of
Okay.
that skill.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you all guys. Thank you.
yeah, thanks
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone.